This video is for the beginner artist who's looking to master glue dipping and lash placement. If you're new to the Lost Artistry Lash channel, my name is Caitlin Elford. I am the owner and lead educator of Lost Artistry Lash. This is our channel, so if you're new here, please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. We have so many educational videos all for free right here. Let's run through glue dipping first. It all starts with choosing the right glue for you and your lashing speed. Don't get tricked by, oh, faster cure time means faster service times. That is not the case. There is so much to glue knowledge that you'll need to know in order to decide which glue is the right glue for you, your speed, and your environment. That's a whole other topic, and we absolutely have a free tutorial for you. Just comment below and we'll be happy to share the link with you. When it comes to dipping, be sure you're not dipping your extension, no matter if it's a volume fan, a classic fan, any lash type. Make sure that you're not dipping too fast. Fast equals bubbles, and bubbles are not good. If you get bubbles on the base of your extension, it's likely going to take a really long time for your extension to cure. In some cases, you'll have moved on to another lash and the extension isn't fully cured, and then it ends up causing stickies where the lashes surrounding will get stuck to the extension that you just placed. We don't want that. Also, dipping too much adhesive can cause irritation for the client and redness to the eyes and just discomfort all around. So making sure that you're dipping very slow and controlled is really important. It's funny, you'd think that if you dip quick, you'd pick up less, versus if you dip slow, you'd pick up more, but it's the exact opposite. Slow and controlled is always the go. Nextly, don't dip too far in the adhesive. Only about 1 millimeter is all you really need. And you can totally dip up to 2 millimeters, but no further. The reason why we don't dip any further than this, well, there's a few reasons. First reason is you don't want to dip so far in the adhesive that you can accidentally get glue on your tweezers, because that is a nightmare. And on top of that, a lot of natural lashes sway either to the left or the right, so they need direction. It's going to be really hard to direct a natural lash if you dip too far in the adhesive. The reason why is because the glue acts magnetic to the natural lash. So you need to place just the base of the extension on the natural lash in order to direct in a different direction than the natural lash already does. Then you might only want to dip about 1 millimeter of that base into extension so that you have room to direct. Let's move on to placement. The goal when placing the extension is for the base of the extension to sit completely flush with the natural lash. And also for the base of the extension, the end of that extension, to sit about 0.5 to 1 millimeters away from the actual lash line, the skin. So here are my top tips for placement. Number 1, lining up for placement starts before you have the extension in your tweezers. The angle at which you pick up your lash or your fan will either make placement super easy or extremely challenging. My suggestion is to find whatever lash you want to place an extension on and hover your hand and your tweezer over that lash to see how you have to hold your tweezer in order to, let's say, get over the nose or wrap around the client's face, or however you need to hold that tweezer in order to make proper connection between the lash and the extension. Your angles are going to be completely different depending on the client's natural lash lift and which part of the eye you're working on. Take a look at this video. When I'm working on the outer corner, my hand placement is completely different than when I'm working on the middle of the eye and the inner corner. And then it's completely different again for the opposite eye. Being able to find that angle is so important. Once you've found that angle, go ahead and pick up your extension on a very similar angle. That will make your application so much easier. So you've picked up your extension. Now it's time to move on to dipping and placing the extension. We've already covered dipping, so I won't get into that. But when you're going into place, as I've said, the goal is for the extension to sit flush at the base with the natural lash. If the extension is lifted at all, once the client brushes their lashes or through wear and tear, those lashes are just gonna pop off and retention will not be very good. In order to make the extension sit super flush with the natural lash, you might need to move around your client and look from the side. Sometimes when you look from the top, the base will look perfectly flush, but then you look from the side and it will be in fact lifted. So just make sure you're looking from all angles to decide whether or not you actually have the perfect connection. Unfortunately, placement doesn't just stop there. There's a whole world of knowledge to learn when it comes to placement, like direction, picking the right extension for the right natural lash, weight-wise. Also, placing your extension in such a way that it's hard to distinguish where the natural lash ends and the extension begins. We sadly couldn't put all of that information into this video, but we do have a full course dedicated to classic lash fundamentals. If you're finding this video was super helpful and you do want to learn more, head over to lostartistrylash.com and enjoy 15% off of our Classic Lash Fundamentals course using code CLASSIC15 at checkout. This course isn't just for the beginner artist who has never touched lash extensions before. It's for the artist who's looking to expand their skills and feel like maybe they didn't get all of the information necessary to master their craft, even if they've done courses before. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out below. We're always happy to answer them. Thanks for watching.